Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. As someone who is a mood reader, I almost always pick up a romance novel over anything else, and this year I want to try to branch out and read more of the fantasy books that I have in my personal library. So I have 7 books in front of me that I just kind of pick out, and let me know in a comment below if you have any of these fantasy books. I think almost all of these books are part of a series, so it would be helpful if you can let me know which one is your favorite series so I can prioritize the first book in the series. So let's just jump right ahead to the very first book. I know I said that most of the books are part of a book series, but I think this first book is actually a standalone book. And the first one is called The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by XCO. I actually have read one of her books and I am obsessed with her writing style. I really love it, and that book that I was reading by XCO was a YA romance novel. So I'm hoping that some of her writing style from that book is also in this book, and if it does, that means I would probably love this book. Deadly storms have ravaged Mina's homeland for generations. Her people believe the sea god, once their protector, now curses them. Each year, a beautiful maiden is sacrificed to the sea in the hopes of appeasing him. Many believe that Shim Chong, the most beautiful girl in the village and the beloved of Mina's older brother Jun, may be the one to finally end the suffering. But on the night that Chong is to be sacrificed, Jun follows her out to sea, knowing that to interfere is a death sentence. To save her brother, Mina throws herself into the water in Chong's stead. Swept away to the spirit realm, Mina seeks out the sea god, only to find him trapped in an enchanted sleep. With the help of a mysterious young man and a motley crew of demons and spirits, Mina sets out to wake the sea god and bring an end to the killer storms once and for all. But a human cannot live long in the land of the spirits, and there are those who would do anything to keep the sea god from waking. I don't know about you, but I think this is actually pretty interesting, and I want to find out like who is behind putting the sea god to sleep, because they definitely want something, and I'm wondering if that is part of the demon and spirits in the spirit realm or the people in Mina's village. XCO is actually a Las Vegas local. She lives in Vegas. She had a signing event at a Barnes & Noble here in Vegas. I actually was going to go, but work was busy that day. It was on a Thursday, but I went over to the store over the weekend and I actually got a signed book. This book is actually signed, and there's also like a little, I don't know, art card or something inside the book, so it was actually pretty cool. The next one that I have, I feel like people kind of 50-50 on this, because I have watched some videos where people really don't like the series and people that do like them, and I also watched a video, I forgot who it was, but basically she was saying that when the book first kind of came out, everybody do not like it, and now they do. So I honestly just want to read it for myself. I was really tempted to actually get the whole series, because I think there are a total of 3 books right now, but there are 2 kind of like novellas, I think, that is coming out, I think, at the end of the year or something. But I decided to just get the first book first to see if I like the writing style of this author, because I've never read anything from her, even though I already have 2 of her books. Anyways, it is Light Lark by Alex Astor. I want to say that this is actually a YA fantasy as well. Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Light Lark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked, and to break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, and betray, even as love complicates everything. Maybe this book can be classified as romantasy, and like I said earlier, I do tend to love romance book over anything, so hopefully I would like this one as well. Let me know in the comment below if you have read Light Lark before. I feel like because of Alex Astor's new book, Summer in the City, which I also have somewhere behind me, this book has kind of become popular again, so hopefully I will like it, and then if I do, I will buy the rest of the book in the series. This is kind of like a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but it has like gangsters on it, but I think it's also a fantasy, so I'm not really sure what part of the story is the fantasy part, but I guess we'll find out when we either read the back of the book or when I actually read the book. But I have this Violin Delights by Chloe Gong. I've been super interested in her books because Chloe Gong is like a pretty young writer. I think she's in her 20s and she already has so many books out. I can't keep up, but I decided to start with this one. Hopefully that is a good choice. So let me read the back of the book. The year is 1926 and Shanghai hums to the tune of debauchery. A blood feud between two gangs runs the street red, leaving the city helpless in the grip of chaos. At the heart of it all is 18-year-old Juliet Chai. Is it Chai or Kai? I think it's Kai, a former flapper who has returned to assume her role as the proud heir of the Scarlet Gang, a network of criminals far above the law. Their only rivals in power are the White Flowers, who have fought the Scarlets for generations. And behind every move is their heir, Roma Montagov, Juliet's first love and first betrayal. But when gangsters on both sides show signs of instability, culminating in clawing their own throats out, the people start to whisper of a contagion, of madness, of a monster in the shadows. As the deaths stack up, Juliet and Roma must set their guns and grudges aside and work together. For if they can't stop this mayhem, then there will be no city left for either to rule. I think this madness or contagion or monster in the shadows are the fantasy part of this book. So I can't wait to read it. Hopefully I would like it. Like I said, I've never really read anything by Chloe Gong, but I've heard so many great things about her works. So I decided to start with this one. Let me know in the comment below if you have read any other Chloe Gong's books, and let me know if this is actually a good choice to start. The next book that I have is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. The third book in the whole series just came out, I think, a few months ago, and I heard that that is not gonna be the last book. So there's gonna be more books. So I decided to pick this up and put it in this book stack because I know I'm gonna have to catch up. And again, I've heard so many good things about this book series, so I'm excited to read it. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants nothing to do with her family, memories, or childhood home. A residential program for bright high schoolers at UNC Chapel Hill seems like the perfect escape until Bree witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies. A secret society of so-called Legendborn students that hunt the creatures down. And a mysterious teenage mage, M-A-G-E, who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. His failure reveals Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory with a hidden connection. The night her mother died, another Merlin was at the hospital. Now that Bree knows there's more to her mother's death than what's on the police report, she'll do whatever it takes to find out the truth, even if that means infiltrating the Legendborn as one of their initiates. She recruits Nick, a self-exiled Legendborn with his own grudge against the group, and their reluctant partnership pulls them deeper into the society's secrets and closer to each other. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as a descendant of King Arthur's knights and explain that a magical war is coming, Bree has to decide how far she'll go for the truth and whether she should use her magic to take the society down or join the fight. Ooh, it's actually super interesting. I cannot wait to read this book. I'm not really super familiar with like King Arthur and his knights like story. I know they meet at like the round table, but that's about it. So I can't wait to read more of that story within this book and within the series. I have Legendborn and the second book already. The second book, Bloodmark, is somewhere up here, and I'm gonna wait until Oathbound is actually on paperback because I have the paperback for the first two books, so I just wanted to match. But anyways, let me know if you have read this book. So the next book that I have is called Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I feel like so many people also have talked about this book series for so long, and I decided to get it because Book Outlet was having a $5.99 sale, I think a few months ago, and I got Belladonna, the second book, and the third book as well. I think there's gonna be a novella that's coming out, but I don't think I'm gonna get it until I actually read the first book at least, but let me just read the back of the book if you haven't heard about this book series. Orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties, while his son grapples for control of the family's waning reputation, and his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when their mother's restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realizes that the family she depends on could be in grave danger and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. However, Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. I'm pretty excited to read this book. Let me know in the comment below if you guys have read this book or have completed reading the whole book series. The next book that I have is called Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. I actually got this book and the other two books in the series because of the sprayed edges, of course. I got it at Barnes & Noble. It was the Barnes & Noble special edition. Pretty books just got me. Anyways, let me read the back of the book. Two sisters, one brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. Ooh, so this is a romantasy. Amelia and her twin sister Vittoria are Straghae, witches who live secretly among humans, avoiding notice and persecution. One night, Vittoria misses dinner service at the family's renowned restaurant in Sicily. Amelia soon finds the body of her beloved twin desecrated beyond belief. Devastated, Amelia sets out to find her sister's killer and to seek vengeance at any cost, even if it means using dark magic that's been long forbidden. Then Amelia meets Rat, one of the wicked, who are princes of hell she has been warned against in tales since she was a child. Rat claims to be on Amelia's side, tasked by his master with solving a series of women's murders on the island. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. That word Straghae, I don't know if I'm saying it right. I think it's Italian. And I kind of started reading the Amalfi Curse because I got an arc. And I think they also use that word for like witch. I was watching a couple of YouTubers' video talking about like fantasy books that they recommend, and this is one of them. And one of them was saying that this is like their most favorite fantasy book series. So let's see if I would like it or not. I kind of started reading a few pages and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like the beginning of the story about the sister, and I think the grandma was with them or something and talking about the tales about Rat or Wicked or the Wicked. So hopefully I will like this. Again, let me know in the comment below if you have read this book and let me know how you like them. Last but not least, I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I know that it is a trilogy and the last book just came out not too long ago, and I think I got this also not too long ago, probably sometime in 2025. It was on sale at Barnes & Noble and I decided to get it. I think it was a box set. And I also got the novella because it was also on sale not too long after I got the two books. But anyways, I feel like this is a pretty popular book series among YA fantasy readers. I know some people don't like it because this book series remind them of some other books. But to be honest with you, because I'm pretty new with the fantasy genre, I think I should be okay. But I want to read it for myself and see if it's actually a book that I would continue reading. I feel like I would continue reading it because I already have the second book and I have the novella. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya, the exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilya and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Payden Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Ilya's princess, Kai Azer, she's thrown into the Purging Trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton is. Completely ordinary. That is kind of like the gist of the whole series. So again, I'm super excited to read this. Let me know in the comment below if you have read this book and the whole book series, if you have completed them, and what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comment below which one I should read first, because all of them sounds really interesting. They actually piqued my interest, that I obviously picked them as like my first batch of fantasy books that I want to read in the near future. So let me know if you have read any of this.